So, did you watch Adolescence? It's on Netflix. It's a miniseries. It's British. I love British TV. I think I should live in England. But, the accent, which I'm not good at. But today I wanted to talk about that show. It was it was something else. So, grab yourself a cuppa and meet me back here, and we'll chat a bit. So, welcome back. Hope you had a great week. I, this week, watched the show Adolescence. It's on Netflix. A couple of, I guess, warnings if you decide to watch it. It is violent. The thing that is insane is that a 13-year-old is accused of this murder. And so it's a very short miniseries. Usually they're about 8 episodes. I think American shows now are doing that too, where they do like miniseries and it's like only 8 episodes instead of like a series that used to have 10, 15, 20. So I do like that better because it's not like, oh, I have to commit to 22 episodes, like when am I going to watch it, right? But this one was very short, 4 episodes, bing bang boom, done. I may have some spoilers in here, so if you didn't watch it and you want to watch it, maybe come back after you watch it, see what you think, what I think. So, okay. So I watch a lot of true crime documentaries, and I know a lot of people do. It's like a thing now, right? Or am I the only one? No, I know there are because SNL even did a skit about it. How like when these women got together and all the guys, went out to a bar and they thought that the women were doing like a book club, but instead they were watching like mystery murders and stuff. So I think a lot of people, I think especially women, just love to watch that stuff. And there's all these sleuths that are out there. If you watch some YouTube sleuths where they're like, oh, maybe this happened, or, you know, and then they have their conspiracies and all that stuff, which I like to watch all of it. I just like to watch all of it. But so anyway, the reason I'm telling you all that is because it got recommended to me on Netflix, and I said Adolescence. I don't know. But you know how they show you like that little clip of something that's happening, and they show the like SWAT team or whatever they are in London. It's not in London. It's in England. It's a town in England. They show them like breaking into this house and grabbing this kid out of bed and arresting him, and the parents going nuts, and I was like, oh wait, hold on, what is this? And so I was like, I'm going to watch it, and I did. I think there should have been more, though. I feel like there should have been 6 episodes because the first 2 episodes, they kind of touch on different things, which is resolved but not really. Here's the other fascinating thing. These were shot in one take, the whole episode. It was so well done. And at first I didn't realize it, but then I was like, wow, this is really cool because they just like follow, like for instance, the one cop would be walking and talking and they would follow the other cop like out the door, and they're going to the behind, and then they go into the room and that happens, and then they come back from there. And it never even dawned on me that it was all one take until I read that it was all one take. And I was like, oh, it was. That's why it looked so cool, because it would like drop one person and follow the next. It's really well done, really well done. Very heavy subject, very difficult to watch. And you kind of think it's not him because there's certain things that pop up and you're like, oh, see, it wasn't him. So then you're wondering, are they going to put this kid in jail or in a home? I don't know what they do. The kid's only 13. And you wonder if he's going to be accused of something he didn't do. One of the best episodes, I think, is episode 3, which is they show him, where he's being held, talking to a psychiatrist a woman psychiatrist that comes in to talk to him. And the acting in that from the kid is beyond. I mean, she's amazing. The woman who plays the psychiatrist, but the kid is, I mean, the emotions that he goes through during that whole interview. And that's where in that episode you find out what happened. The last episode, the fourth episode, touches on the family and what their life is like because of what happened and because of what their son is accused of doing. But it's also the father's birthday. And it also goes through how parents feel when something like this happens and they start thinking, what did we do wrong? Like, what should we have done so that he would never be in this predicament? What should we have done to have helped him? How could we have helped him? Were there any signs that he was troubled? Were there any signs that he was being bullied? Were there, they couldn't, they were blaming themselves, which I think is normal. I think the reaction to something of your child being accused of something horrible is you start wondering, did they do it? If they did do it, why did they do it? And what did we do wrong that they did this, right? A very good episode, a very good series. I will tell you this, as an American, I did have to Google a couple of words because there was a couple of things that were either said or there's something that is painted on the father's van. And I didn't know what that word meant. And I was like, what the heck is that? And so I looked it up and found out what it was, which was weird because it didn't make any sense. But it was kids who did it. And do kids ever make sense, right? The acting in it was amazing. The two officers that, the detectives that originally arrest him and go to the school to figure out what happened and what his friends know. The one detective is not present in his son's life. And that kid actually goes to the same school, but I think his son is a senior. And these kids were, 13 and 14 years old. You see at the end of one of the episodes where the detective learn more about his son and what his son is living with. Is he troubled? Is there anything going on in school? His son seems to be definitely bullied, like the other kids are being just total friggin' assholes to him. He seems very quiet. I don't know if he's just has social anxiety, maybe, or is socially awkward, or if there's anything else beyond that. But for some reason, they just really pick on him. And I don't think it may be that his dad is a detective. I don't know. But it's like a private school, they all wear uniforms. And so at the end of that episode, the detective takes his son home from school and they decide to go out and eat and stuff. And it kind of shows you that he's going to now participate more in his life instead of just being away from home and constantly working on cases, which was, I thought, really cool. Kind of, turned it so that you could see how other parents are feeling about what's going on. Even the detective who arrested the kid, right? I found out it's not based on a true story, but the person who wrote it said that there had been a lot of crimes similar to that, and so that's where they got the idea. So there have been a lot of reviews about it on the interweb. As my husband likes to call it. Check it on the interweb. And you can check it out there, but I would say don't read about it. I like to watch stuff that I don't know about. Like there are some movies that I never saw the coming attractions, I didn't read about it or anything, and I went to see them, and those were the ones that I was like, oh my God, it was so good, because I wasn't expecting any of it. One of them was Terminator, which we'll talk about one day. But those are the ones that I like to watch the most. If people start telling me about something, I'm like, stop, was it good? And if they say yes, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. Don't tell me anything about it because I want to be surprised, shocked, excited, laughing my butt off and or crying and or being angry or scared or whatever. So I don't like to hear everything about what the show is about before I watch it. But I'm telling you before you watch it, because you need to watch it. It's on Netflix. 4 episodes. I think they're like an hour long, so it's only 4 hours. You can watch like one a day if you want to. But I think you'll want to binge it because you'll want to be like, what? What's going on? I don't know the actors in it because they're English actors. I do recognize the father from something, but I can't remember from what. I know I've seen him before, but I've watched British shows too, so I may have just known him from another show. Okay, so 1, did you see it? 2, if not, are you going to watch it? 3, if you did see it, what did you really get from it and what did you like about it? After watching this, do you want to watch it? Have I convinced you to watch it? Let me know. Comment below. And hit me with one of these and subscribe if you haven't already. Won't cost you anything and it'll help me out. I've been sitting at this 260 something for I think like 3 months now. Nothing's happening. Nobody's watching. I'm not being shown to anybody. I must not be that interesting. So, comment, like, subscribe, maybe share. And I'll see you next week with another episode of The Is Experiment. No. Oh, The Is Experience. The Is Experience. What do you guys think of that new name? I kind of like it, right? Because it's experiencing me, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Okay, I'll see you next week. Enjoy your cuppa. Ciao. Well, now I'm Italian.